everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for November 16th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps, and also be a beauty and hit that bell down below so you get notified every time we upload a new recap. Let's get right to it. At General Hospital, Nelle calls a tip line for the invader to blow the whistle on Ask Man Landers because we already couldn't stand her enough, right? Amy runs to Nathan and says something is going on with Chet. He's missing and she's afraid of what that could mean. Nathan is going to send Chet's picture to some people at the PD so they can unofficially keep an eye out for him. Amy is going to ask around the hospital. Amy comes back and tells Nathan that Chet left an hour ago all dressed. Nobody thought to say anything because everyone knew he was being discharged, and they're going to check the cab companies to see where he could have gone. Ava shows Griffin a picture of what she used to look like. She literally looks the same. Like, I kid you not. Except for right here, which my mom pointed out, right? Ava wears her hair is kind of, this side is more up and this side is kind of back, right? So it shows off. So if she were to flip the script here, it would actually cover the whole thing. But I mean, that's up to her. But she literally looks the same in the pictures. So she still wants him to do the procedure. He still won't. It's an unapproved procedure, and it could make her scars worse. And this could damage his career, but, you know, she doesn't really care about that, so it's kind of moot to bring that up. And she's still trying to guilt him into it, and she says she'll find another doctor then. She asks if it was so bad, why did Jason bring it to her? I don't know, maybe because he's not a doctor, and he thought it would help, because that's what she was getting done. Like, I so can't, you have no idea. Griffin wants to table this and go to the Metro Court together. At Nathan and Maxie's place, Maxie realizes she's late, and she takes the test. She's stretching to pass the time, and I'm like, you could play a level of Gardenscapes. So it's time for answers, and there's a knock at the door. She hides the evidence that the test was ever there, and it's Chet. Hi, Jet. Apparently, someone doxed Nathan and put Ask Man Landers' address all over Twitter. So that's how he was able to find his address and come to the apartment. He knows that this is Ask Man Landers' address. That's what he tells Maxie. And she gives him a hard time because she thinks he's just a fan looking for advice and being totally invasive, until she realizes that he's Chet, Amy's brother. And she's like, oh, I went to Port Charles High when you were a senior, and she was a cheerleader, and he doesn't remember her. And, you know, he seems really nice. Like, this is kind of a side of him I feel like we're seeing him. She asks why he's here and not at the hospital, and he says he was discharged. He wants to talk with Nathan, and he doesn't want Amy to waste more time on him. He wants to go his own way, and Maxie says that he may be a hero on the football field and in the battlefield, but he's a coward when it comes to his sister. Maxie thinks Chet needs to be a brother to Amy, not tear her to shreds. Let Amy help him. She talks about favors, bringing in money for Chet, and Chet's like, what money? And Maxie says Amy is the one who paid his medical bills, and he asks where she got the money, and he also doesn't seem mad, or he doesn't seem like, he's not like aggressively asking like, where'd you get the money? He's like wondering. At Sunny's place, Jocelyn and Oscar arrive. He thinks he has information that will help them on their search. Carly comes downstairs, and Jocelyn's like, oh, I didn't realize anyone was going to be home. And Carly's like, oh, did you think you guys were going to be alone? And Jocelyn's like, and Carly's like, I'm just messing with you. Like, calm down, child. She still wants to meet Oscar's mom, and Carly invites Oscar and his mom over for Thanksgiving since they're new to town and probably don't have any Thanksgiving plans, and they try to hold it off, but Carly asks that Oscar text his mom and add her to the group text, and he does. Apparently, Oscar's mom doesn't know that Jocelyn has a connection with Sunny, but she does know about Jocelyn and that he's seeing someone. Jocelyn, and that's not said in front of Carly, by the way. Carly's since left the room. Jocelyn is used to the Sunny talk. She's had it with every teacher. She's had it a lot. Oscar's mom texts back, Yes, so we're officially getting a meeting next week or the week after, since it's the actual holiday and they won't be airing new. Jocelyn says she'll ask Sunny to demob the house. And Oscar says that maybe this is good. Maybe she'll meet the family and not just hear the stories, so that way she won't be like scared. You know what I mean? So now we're on to the CD. So alright. So water was a common theme in the songs in the mix CD. There's a Navy base in San Diego, and it was '03, so maybe Oscar's dad was deployed, and maybe it explains why he didn't come home. What if he was killed in action? Jocelyn thinks of naval records, and Oscar did some research. There was one name that stood out to him, a naval pilot who was injured and sent home, Oscar O'Brien. They found him on Facebook, and they think they found him, and I'm like... At the Metro Court, Sunny fills Steve Burton, Jason in on Obrecht, Faison, Britt, and that they'll want to talk to Obrecht when she gets back into town because she might have some insight into some of this. Sunny also tells Steve Burton, Jason, how he almost left the business. He tells him about Perks and how it was Morgan's and how he really embraced it and was like running the business. Then they talk more about Morgan. Steve Burton, Jason is just so Jason. And Sunny says how Morgan's life was so good, like once he got on his medicine and he was in control and he was thriving until that bee took him away. And I'm like, yes, finally, someone is going to tell this man. And they're going to table the conversation for later because it's not a conversation they want to have now. No! Oh my goodness, why are they doing this to me? Carly walks up to them. She wants to cry because it's just so wonderful. She tells Sunny about the Thanksgiving plans, and they can ease up on security and make it seem a little bit more normal. Carly leaves the table to get a drink, and Ava and Griffin walk in. I don't know why Ava thinks she can go to the Metro Court. Like, why are you gonna go there? There's Kelly's. I'm sure there's other restaurants in Port Charles that we're not seeing. There's a Floating Rib. Like, go to those places. You don't have to go to the Metro Court. It's not the only fancy place in General Hospital, I'm sure. Okay? Or in Port Charles. Whatever the place is called. But anyway, Jason walks up to Ava and Griffin. And he thanks Griffin for his help too. And he pays him back the $100. And Carly is like, what am I saying? Carly asks Jason why he's talking to her. And Jason says that Ava is the one who helped him escape. And Carly's like, yeah, she's also the reason Morgan's dead. Finally! Finally! Someone tells this man. Griffin tries to defend Ava. Again, you're going to come to Carly's place of business and no. Love you, Griffin, but no. Jason asks Ava what happened, and Carly says that Ava changed Morgan's medicine to placebos, and he died thinking he was doing something wrong, even though he was doing all the right things, and she used to use Avery as a cover to get in the house and switch the medicine, and Jason asks Ava why, and Ava says that the party line, Morgan wasn't supposed to die, she did it for Kiki was in danger being around Morgan. Okay, the only time Kiki was in danger being around Morgan after he got out of Friedman, was that what it was called? But after he went on his medication was when Ava messed with his medication and made him impulsive again. And what if Kiki had been in a car with Morgan when it bothers me because Ava has put Kiki in more danger, and Ava's side of the family has, than Morgan did. She thought that Morgan would be admitted, and it's really Carly and Sunny's fault for not paying attention to him. Okay. First, I want to remind us all that when this was brought up to Dr. Maddox said, if you did admit Morgan and we tried to redo his medicine, it would have still hurt him because he was getting the right dosage and then he'd be getting the wrong dosage. So that still would have hurt him, no matter what she says. And the lack of responsibility she takes for her part in it is mind-boggling and truly the reason I need something to break so she could be prosecuted for this. I really do. Jason says, enough. Morgan was his godson. He owed Ava. He paid his debt. He's done now. Which means that if something down the line happens where Ava's life might be in danger because of Sunny, Jason isn't going to intervene. Ava thinks that this is the best day Carly could ever have. I'm sorry, no day is the best day after losing her son. And what a disgusting thing to say after a conversation about the son she lost. Ava says something about Sunny and his sidekick, and Carly says that nothing can stop them now, so Ava better watch her back. Ava tries to say that Carly isn't a saint, and Carly's like, okay, but I never robbed someone of their life. And Carly says that one day Griffin will see how truly horrible and vile Ava is. These are Carly's words, not mine. I mean, I'm channeling her, but and Griffin will leave her for someone younger and beautiful, and that's what lets Carly sleep at night. Sunny and Jason sit back down at the table. He tells Jason he was going to tell him about what had happened to Morgan, and Sunny says that Avery is the only reason Ava is still breathing. At the Invader, Nelle isn't happy with the contract they're offering her, and he says that they have to vet this story before she gets the money. Oh, God forbid, right? So finally he caves because he really wants the story. So she'll get 3/4 of the money up front. 3/4. She'll get 3/4 of the money up front and complete anonymity. Yeah, that'll last 2 seconds because she won't be able to keep her mouth shut, alright? And he adds it to the contract. She signs it. So she says she used to work at Crimson. She overheard Maxie talking to Nathan. She was worried someone would find out that Ass Man Landers is a fraud, and his sister and wife knew it too, the ones who are publishing the story in Crimson. She gives Amy Driscoll's name, that she's the real Ass Man Landers. She did some research into the unmasking event, and the truth is a woman was writing the column the whole time, and this guy is kind of super sexist. He makes some remark, I can't remember off the top of my head, and I was like, okay, this guy's a scumbag. Nelle is trying to take them all down. It's a whole family conspiracy. Oh, I hate that she's doing it, but like, this is some good old-fashioned drama that I have been wanting on this show for a long time, so I'm not going to complain. And now, end scene. Jason apologizes, and Carly does too. Things got a little heated over there. He's glad he has this knowledge now of Ava's part in Morgan's death, and he feels like he's done for the night. He really can't take anymore. It's been a long day, and he needs to clear his head. Nelle gets her check, and the Invader guy says, oh, I'll call him Zim. Invader Zim. It'll be funny. I don't think he said his name. Did he? He might have. If he said his name, let me know down in the comments, but right now he's Invader Zim. Invader Zim says that this will probably tank Crimson too, and Nelle doesn't care, and Invader Zim is going to take it from here. Maxie tells Chet that Amy is Ass Man Landers, and Amy and Nathan walk in and are like, Maxie, no. Joss asks Oscar if he reached out to this guy on Facebook. No! Like, this could be a random guy. You don't know him. He could be a stranger. Go to your mom. Show her his picture. Like, loop her in before you contact strangers on Facebook. You kids need to watch Degrassi. Okay? The first episode of the Degrassi that aired in, like, 01-ish. The Next Generation, I think is what they called it. Yeah, Degrassi, The Next Generation, the one I grew up on. The first episode is about contacting people online. Don't do it. That was the moral of the episode. Because what if he's not his dad? Then you're just talking to a stranger. Don't do that. This storyline is so ridiculous. And I wrote hashtag bring Rafe back. Because I miss Rafe. I just want to remind everyone that Rafe once existed. Okay? That's still a death I'm bitter about. Him and Abby. Oscar and Jocelyn kiss, by the way. That's the only part of the story I actually care about. So, yay. Sunny is texting someone intently. Ava is leaving the Metro Court. She's leaving Griffin for the night too. And he's like, don't let Carly ruin this. Griffin, I love you, but you are testing me right now. And, oh yeah, Carly's the bad one here, apparently. Okay, she has ruined their evening. How could she? Carly wishes there was something they could do to help Jason, and Sunny's like, maybe there is. Jason is at the footbridge, and someone is there. Maybe the someone that Sunny has been intently texting with. That's what I think anyway. Alright, so that is it. I will see you in 2 seconds for Fridays, and I hope you have a great 2 seconds, alright? Live it up. Play some Gardenscapes. They're not sponsoring this, but they're sponsoring a lot of other YouTubers. Hi, Gardenscapes. I'm on level 1700 some. Okay, bye.